Company emailed me about placing a combo machine with less than 50 employees. Most likely they have around 30 to 40 employees. They're open from 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. They ask for commission. What would you say? Would you give commission and how much? Okay, this is a great question because you're going to encounter a location that's going to ask you for commission. Okay, first of all, it's not enough people. That's the first red flag. Number one, there's not enough people in this location to make it make sense. There are some locations where you can have less than 50 people that it works, but very few locations where you would have success placing your machine where there's less than 50 people. The second red flag is that they're immediately asking for commission. When these locations are small like this and they ask for commission, that is a recipe for disaster. So from my personal experience, locations like this tend to really nitpick and nickel and dime. This may be a mom and pop, I don't know, but they really tend to treat the operator almost as if they're an employee, right? And they will, and I've had this happen to me where people will count how many slots are empty. Not that, and this was a location that did this and they never asked for commission. I wasn't paying them commission, but it was a smaller company where the owner was reaching out for the services for their employees, but they would email constantly with issues. Oh, this is out, as if as soon as one thing runs out, I need to go and fill the entire machine. And if you're tracking your sales using your card reader, you'll know when you need to go out, so they don't really need to call you, right? Unless there's an issue that the vending machine's not vending correctly or taking money or something like that. They don't need to call you because you'll know when to come out. And these locations try to impose their will on you as an operator, as an independent business owner. So that's the second red flag. The other thing is this company emailed this vending operator. So if they're emailing you, how can they tell you how they want to do business? That doesn't work like that. You're reaching out to me because you saw that my services were available within your area, so you can't then tell me how to operate my business. Now, here's the thing about commission. So first, to answer this question, no, I would not entertain this location at all. I would tell them no because they really don't have enough people to be for me to place the machine. So if you really want to have the equipment placed there, you could tell them no about the commission and that it's not free because they don't have enough people. So the thing about commission is that you don't automatically have to pay it just because people are asking. 9 times out of 10, people ask me how much it costs to place the vending machine in their location, not asking me to pay them money. And most locations are like this. Most locations that have a lot of employees, that would qualify for a free machine, they actually don't ask for commission because they want the machine so that their employees stay productive, they stay on site. So with commission, I personally just don't entertain commission. There are certain locations where they're going to ask you for it, and usually those locations, unless they're like a university or a hospital or something like that, they're not worth it if they're not big, huge locations. So laundromats do this, barbershops, salons, they ask for commission. And not that these locations aren't good enough to get the commission, but why should you? If you're providing a service for somebody, why are you paying them to provide the service when actually your service is benefiting their business? Their customers are willing to stay longer because there are snacks. Their employees are staying on site and being productive because there are snacks and drinks and meals, right? So we shouldn't be paying anybody for providing services. If they have a cleaning company or they're buying supplies, they're not asking for commission on their monthly invoice. They're not asking for a rebate. So with vending operators, that's an old school tactic that needs to die, because really only certain locations qualify for free equipment, right? Because they would have the traffic to warrant free equipment. Most locations don't, and we should stop doing that, to be honest. We shouldn't say, oh, we're placing the machine here for free to any location. It should be to qualifying locations, right? So here's the thing about commission. Just say if you really felt like, this is my first location, I'm just getting started, I'm really excited to place a machine and I want to place a machine here. First, that's your first problem, is because you're so excited and so eager that you're not looking at things for what they are. If there's not enough employees, it doesn't matter if they tell you yes, you're not going to make any money. You're actually probably going to end up losing money every month because you'll be throwing away product that you can't sell that's end up being expired before you can actually sell it. On top of you having to move it there, you have to move it out. So you're paying those costs and you're not even making enough money on the location. If for some reason you're just going to ignore all the red flags and still go ahead and negotiate with this company that's reaching out, I would put a cap on, number one, the commission amount. If you're going to give commission, really 5% is enough. I would not go higher than 7%, but that's extreme. For 5% is the most I would go. And it would have to be above a certain amount of sales. So say if you allow commission if the location does over $1,000, then they will only get commission once it is at $1,001, not for the $1,000. They will only get it above the amount that you need, right? And this is how you keep money in your pocket, because as a vending machine operator, you're working on very thin margins. You're making cents on each sale, so you can't afford to be giving 10% away to a location, and then you have to pay tax on that. So you're just going to be out money with the commission. So like I said, unless this is a big location like a school, a college, a university, or a hospital or something like that, commission usually isn't worth it. And you should just avoid the locations that are asking you for commission. I do have an ebook that goes over all this stuff about locations, finding locations, and it addresses commissions, people count, things like that. And you can find that link in my bio.